You have to find the problem and then you have to offer a solution. And in order to order a solution, you have to understand what is the problem. And by having a high level of empathy, you will be able to identify that problem easier. And then you can think of a solution for that problem.
So now I would like to move to is about the next part is about really to a little bit about your expertise zone. Let's say if someone in 2022, like right now, is like a quite interesting time. We are just getting out of another wave of in COVID-19, and probably there is another on the verge. Probably there's a high thoughts about that one too. If somebody wants to become an entrepreneur or want to start up their own business, what will be your advice? What will be the advice for that person to build? What will be the 5 or 7 top skill that person need to be built to tackle and be successful in 2022?
Again, I think this depends on a individual case. What's your background? What's your passions? What's your financial ability of starting the startup or supporting it. But I would say one of the main skills, especially as a co-founder and as a CEO, should be the empathy. Like you should put yourself in as a CEO, you wear a lot of different hats. So you have to look at different perspectives all the time, to be able to understand your clients, to be able to understand your team, your colleagues, your partners. You have to be empathic to be able to understand all their perspectives. And then as an entrepreneur, you have to don't focus only on the money. You have to find the problem and then you have to offer a solution. And in order to order a solution, you have to understand what is the problem. And by having a high level of empathy, you will be able to identify that problem easier. And then you can think of a solution for that problem. Another point I would say is the communication, especially if you want to start up a business in another country, in a foreign country. Communication is very, very important because you don't want your message to be misinterpreted by pretty much anybody. Even you speak the same language, your message still can be misinterpreted. So you have to try to make your communication as clear as possible. Also, given the fact in 2022 we're moving to a very digital world, very, very fast. So not everybody is very tech savvy, but I think everybody should at least be quite informed about what's happening with the technology. You don't have to know all the details and the ins and outs of technology, but I think every business should apply technology for their benefits and have a understanding of it. Because otherwise, if you are not there, you cannot really be successful in this economy. Yeah, I think obviously you have to, when you start a startup, you have to be passionate about what you're doing. I think that should be actually number one, because if you don't like what you're doing, then it will still feel like a drag. It's not going to bring you pleasure. It's not gonna last. Basically, you might see an opportunity. As an entrepreneur, you see opportunity in everything and everywhere. But it's just that, is that what you want to follow? Is that what you want to chase? Or is that something that you are actually passionate about it? And then, okay, I can probably start a business from this. So yeah, I think this is my key point on that.
Thank you, Mike. So viewers, so here's the points of Mike. You want to be an entrepreneur in 2022? Number one, the skill you need to achieve is about emotional intelligence, EQ. Number two, you need to build your communication skills so you can communicate with everyone. Number three, understand how technology works for a business or for your business too. You don't need to know everything, but you need to understand technology that you can use it. And how or who that can be, you can figure out working with your team. Number four, be passionate what you're going to do, because it's going to be hard. Because if any business establishing is hard, and if you're not passionate enough, you're going to give up very fast. So yeah, do what you're really passionate about it. Then you will be able to overcome. So this is not my line, actually. It's come from Steve Jobs. You often mention about it.
One more thing I would like to add on this, especially if you are a young entrepreneur, don't be afraid of failure. Always think of, okay, what is the worst thing that can happen? If you are in your 20s, what is the worst thing that can really happen? What's the how bad things can go? What do you have to lose at the end of the day? I haven't mentioned in the first part of the show, but the first time when I moved to UK to study, I only had a backpack with few clothes and less than $2,000. I sleep on the street for a couple of weeks as well. So anything that I do, I'm always thinking, okay, I think I already reach the bottom already. So the worst thing that can happen, I can go back there. That is the worst thing that can happen. So I'm not afraid of failure for mainly for that reason.
All right. Thank you, Mike, for adding on the last point as well too. Don't be afraid.